This video we are going to work on UVing our character. She's already all set with all her parts cleaned up. I just need to delete history in her body, just making sure that she has no history on it, on any of her parts. And just delete type history right there, just making sure that everything is okay. And I have placed them on different layers just so I have an easier way for me to work. And when you just turn off her head, and all of her parts have been named correctly, so they already have a good name for me to recognize them. So now I'm going to start with the body, and right now if I look at the body, I have created her a basic just automatic UV, and as we know, we're going to be using better in this case the bonus tools, UV editing auto, wrap tools, unfold 3D, enter, and then the tool gets assigned the new shader. When I get started with her in this case, because she is just the body, it's going to be a lot easier for me to just UV her. So I'm going to just do the loop right there. Thinking of this just like as if she's wearing a suit pretty much. We're going to just build all those seams so that I have a better chance to texture her. I'm going to go to here, at that. So I'm just finding the best chance of that shoulders, and then I'm going to make one right under her arm so that her arms unwrap nicely. I'm gonna go down that row up to her wrist. Let's see. Remember her wrist twist a little bit at the one, and I'm gonna just do one right here, just shy of the beginning of the hand or the wrist, in the middle of the wrist. Okay, so I'm gonna just do the same one on this side. Make sure it's the same one. Yeah, that's it. And then I'm just gonna go down that row right up to here and add that one there. Let's make sure she's on the right one, the same one, yes. And then a loop around this wrist. Add that. And then I'm going to do one for this side here up to what actually I'm gonna make it all the way to where she's going to have the deformation of her hip there, and then here again to that one. And of course that allows me to bring this loop around nicely there, so I have separated the front of her body and the back. You could if you want, if you have a character that has a breast or a big chest, you could take it out and separate it so that you can have a different texture for it. In this case, I think I'm going to keep it straight, and we'll see how it looks. I'm not planning to put any details on her breast, so that would be okay for now. I'm gonna just do one here at the bottom. Make sure that it's kind of like a halfway point, and that one is gonna come down her leg. So I have those there. Let me see. The inside of her leg would be the best one to do there. All the way down to, let's say, the beginning of her ankle there. So just cut that one there. Probably go a little bit lower, but let me just do the other side first. So from this one, okay. Okay, got those. So her legs are going to have a seam in the middle. And then I'm gonna try to cut actually this one up to here. Let me see, I'm trying to find the best place to sim it. I think it'll be there. And so it's going to be that one and that one. So I can go and do a loop around the foot. There we go. And not that one. The other side too. Great. And for the foot, I think the best I can do is I'm going to get the palm or the bottom or the sole, better not the palm, but the sole of the foot as a separate. Same on this one. And if you prefer to have an easier way to do it, just like a shoe, you will need a quick little seam on the back. That way you can have front part of the shoe easier to texture. Alright, let me go quickly and do her hands and her fingers. And in this case, it depends on what you need or how you need it. Let me see what I can do if I go around here. That one dies off on the finger there, which will give me the palm, which is not bad actually. So I'm gonna do that one from here all the way to here, and then I do go these guys here. Let me just add those before I go around. If you don't like cutting the thumb like that, which actually might be a better way not to cut it like that, you could do a little bit of a variation here. Actually, let me just change that a little bit. I'm gonna just give it a little bit more of what's the difference. So let me actually remove this one here. I'm gonna remove that to that. So remove that border. I'm gonna just give a bit more room for it so that I can try to give a better shape of it. What I want to do is I want to keep the whole thumb, the top of the thumb, on the same map. So let me try to cut it down here maybe. Let's see if that makes it. I'm not convinced there. So I'm actually going to try to see if let's see if I can cut this one down. It's a little bit odd, but give me a better chance to at least to texture that thumb. So there is. I'm just trying to keep the top part. The only one that looks kind of odd here now is this one. So maybe I'm gonna do is this one. You know, the good thing about this tool is that it gives me a chance to correct, actually remove those. I don't want to add them, I want to remove those. And I'm gonna do them actually here. There we go. It's not perfect, but it'll do the work. And then I'm gonna just continue down the hand here. Okay. And now that one is pretty straightforward. I go all the way to that same, and so what I have done is I've just took that palm pretty much and the thumb, and I modified it. If you're not completely convinced with this solution, you might find your own. But for now, I'm trying to separate the palm from the top part of the hand. All right, I'm gonna do the other hand. Try to remember what I did here. So I'm gonna start with that part right away, so I can try to get the better chance for that. So it's sometimes a bit hard to try to do it, so I'm gonna try just to keep this one here so I roughly reminder of what I need to do here. So it's going to be starting on that one, going down here, and we're gonna find our way here somehow in order to cut around that thumb up to this guy here, and there's this guy goes to cut there. And if I'm not wrong, I went down one more to get to the middle of the finger, better to the lower part of the finger there. Okay. This part is I'm not totally sure about it, but I think it's the best I can do so far. So just adding those there. Double clicking to get those done there. Go too far there, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add those first, and then the last one will be from this one all the way to the seam there. And that way I have one pending here, and that roughly gives me the hand separated the top to the bottom on the arm. So let me see if that does the job. Seems that she's all good. So let me just say continue. And I'm gonna look at my UV editor now to see if I'm happy with it. She looks a little bit different, but we'll see how that is. Let's just turn on the checkered here to see if proportions stay the same. The breast, as I said, looks a little forced because of course we're getting that part there stretched a little bit. So you can go and change them a little bit if you want to relax them some more. Try to do a little bit relaxing there so that they don't get as stretched. In my case, I'm going to keep it like that. I'm not too worried about it because I'm not planning to put a lot of detail on her texture. And the rest of it is pretty straightforward. So her hands, they look a little forced, but because they are being opened a bit much. Now let me look at the top of those hands, which are this guy. And this is the bottom of that hand. The other bottom. And let me see the other. Oh, I didn't do the other hand. Did I? Oh, I did. I did the other hand. Oh, they are both placed. Let's see. I'm just looking for the other top and make sure I find. Oh, here it is. Ooh, that one didn't work right. That one didn't do it at all right. So we're gonna have to go back and do something else for it. I'm actually going to just go back and add a little bit an extra edge here. Add that one there so that was going to help both fingers separate. I don't know what was that with that. Let me make sure that he got everything he needed. I just that program couldn't handle it. So we'll see how that does it. I'm gonna try to do the same thing on the other hand so that both UVs receive the same treatment. Okay, so let me say continue now. See if that makes a difference. That one doesn't want to do it. Okay, well, it's a good opportunity for us to try to do a treatment of this. You can see how the fingers is being stretched so badly. Let's see the other one, how the other one is looking. That one is better, so we gotta go back to this one and see how we can fix it. So I need just to analyze it a little bit and think of the options. It's good that we have this little thing there, so actually let's try to play with one of the tools. I'm gonna say if I select this one, I could try, the first thought that I had is say unfold here, just to unfold it one more time. And that doesn't do it. Just undoing that. I think I had unfold legacy, so let me do unfold 3D. I'm gonna apply that. That just does exactly the same thing, so that's not doing it. So I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna select the UVs. I'm gonna double click here so I can get all the UV selected. And under tool there's another unfold here, which is a paint tool pretty much. So this gives me that, so I can just hold B to change it, and I can start painting on it, and it unfolds, trying to unfold, and using the same tool but just applying it in a better way. So actually that's pretty good. I'm gonna go back to my selection tool. I'll double click, select the UV shell, then bring it back up, scale it down a tiny bit, rotate it around to make it fit there. If it doesn't fit, we're gonna have to find another way of laying it out. Maybe putting it somewhere here. There's plenty of space back here. So, and since I am there, I'm actually gonna try to play with the unfold for these guys that look a little odd. So let me select this guy, unfold, so paint it a little bit so that start bringing the hand more to what it is, and I can now move it and place it there. I'm gonna do the same thing for this one. So unfold again, and I can move it. If you want to put them together, that's fine. That way you can mirror or work on symmetries and things like that for the texturing. But that makes it better. We're gonna look at the both hands, and you know the actual checkers look a bit more precise. Let me just do unfold on this one. Just to help it relax a little bit. This one is overlapping right now here, so I'm going to have to undo that and move it back here, and I'm going to try to relax, just unfold this for a moment here, just this ones. Let me change my tool a little bit, that way I can improve this side the best I can. I don't like how this one is shrinking, so I'll leave it like that for now. Okay, so when I think I have it ready and done, I just hit done, and I can see now my object UV. If I'm not happy with this layout, I can select all of the UVs. Let me just get out of this tool here. All of the UVs, and then just gonna say modify layout, and let the program kind of organize them a little bit again, so that it doesn't overlap anything. Okay. Oh, when I see this happening, it means that one of these guys is moved or is overlapping the other room or the other space. I'm gonna try to move it down. Let me UV there, grab this UV, and I'm gonna move it. Actually, I'm gonna move it somewhere else. Not wanting to move it. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so I actually had to go back and reset my Maya preferences in order to get my tool working. It wasn't working, it kind of got lost just like that. So I think there is something with my object that I'm not sure what's doing. So well, I just continued trying and I kept having issues with that, and I just at the end had to export out the body as an OBJ. So I exported the selection as an OBJ, and then I imported that OBJ again. There is the one I exported before, and then I'm gonna import it again. For some reason the UV maps got a little corrupted there. So when you export it as an OBJ and bring it back in, now it's corrected, so I can go and place it wherever I need to. For some reason it was giving me the hardest time to move it. So now if I place it there and I test, my checkered should be all set. Okay. So of course I have to delete that duplicate because now I have two bodies in my file. So let me look at my outliner. There is the body and here, body geometry. This is the original one that is on this layer. So I'm gonna get rid of it. And this one I'm gonna rename it correctly. Body geometry. Put a little extra so it doesn't get confused with the node that existed there before. I'm going to delete the history on this one and assign it to that layer so that I can have it. Other thing I want to do is I'm going to just, if I place one, you'll see that the geometry is not smooth in places, it's jagged in places. So we want to select the geometry, and then we're going to say under the modeling, mesh display, we're going to soften all the edges. That way it tries to soften them up a little bit better. That doesn't solve it completely, but it helps us with this, with low res. Okay, so I have her there. I'm gonna delete the history one more time. And I had already done my head in terms of UVing, so you wanna do yours. So the head in her case, you'll see that she has not bad. Let me start this up here. This guy always tends to be, that's the inside of her mouth. So I'm going to just shrink that down so it doesn't go into the other one. And in her case, I have a UV that goes all the way on her back. Let me try to select the vertex all the way to her forehead. So he just cuts all the way around there, just like that. You see it there, and all the way to her neck. And then I cut it out, her eyes, her mouth. So they are outside. They have their nostrils. So they're little too little, and her ears also, because I needed to give the better chance for me to paint those ears. I didn't cut out her nose. I guess I can just play with it a bit more and get it to look the way I want it, but for now I think she is fine, ready to be UV'd. Right, ready to be paint textured, I'm sorry. So she's already UV'd. Alright, let me just close this, get this out of here, and we're good for now with the UVs of this character.